There's a lot of times, I kind of talked about a little bit earlier, it's one of those deals where you pick it up here and there, trying for a big one, and that's kind of the way it goes down. But there's one tournament in particular back home, one of my lakes I'm not going to name the name of, one of the lakes I grew up fishing. And me and my buddy started out in the morning. He's throwing a big spinnerbait. I said, okay, cool. I'm just going to throw the glide bait. Well, in about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, I had 5 bites on it, put 4 of them in the boat, and they were all over 5. So, make a long story short, we both had glide baits on, and I'll bet you that one day we probably caught, 35, 40 bass. We weighed 3680 or something. So that was a real memorable day. But there's been several other, tournament days where, it's getting late in the day or what have you, and, you got a nice little bag. Little one just followed it like a 2-pounder. You got a nice little bag, and you kind of getting towards that time where you got to start running back. It's happened to me, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 times. You roll up on a couple, isolated dock. This one was a lay down, a willow tree that had a broken off branch, and it was right above the water, and she was suspended under there and made a good cast, slid by there, 11.5 pounder. I mean, so there's not one in particular tournament. There's a lot of them where it made a difference between making a little bit of money or getting a small check to getting top one or first or second many times. But it's just like anything else, swim baits. You got to take the good with the bad. I mean, there's times when they just don't eat it. I mean, I've been guilty of it myself. Push the envelope too much, and before the end of the day, it was up. You're like, dang, dude. Like, if I would have done this, or So it's one of those things. It's just, it's a addicting way to fish. It's a fun way to fish, but when they're not biting it, you got to kind of, like anything else, you got to know when to put it down and say, okay, especially in a tournament setting, if you're just out fun fishing and you really want to catch one on the glide bait, then yeah, I can see, just pushing the envelope, throwing it all day and trying for it. But it's fun. It's just, it's like anything else, man. You got to put your time in. And like, for example, on this lake, I've never thrown a glide bait other than the last 30 minutes out here, 15 minutes. I'm sure there's, looking around, there's so many different types of structure. And once you kind of fish a bunch of them, and let's say you get, a couple bites off of standing tree, or, these laydowns like we have come up around the corner, the seawalls, something for you to take off and go, okay, this is what they're on. This is what I kind of need to target. Before that, it's just all like I'm doing now. It's just an experiment, Well, okay, I like the way that looks. I'm going to throw it, and eventually they'll give themselves up. I mean, like look at this big tree right here. Big old tree comes out. God. I mean, for example, like if one comes up and just smokes it right there, I'd be like, okay, I need to find, more laydowns, big laydown trees on steeper cut banks, and run with that for a while, see if it duplicate it. Dude, that was so cool. He just came out of there and clubbed it. That was so awesome. That's a largemouth there. Dude, I mean, there was no hesitation in that one. None. Come here. There you go. That was awesome, man. He just came right out of the, this is the third time I made a cast of that laydown. Front hook, back hook, got them all. But yeah, that was the third cast I made to there, and he finally had enough, and all I seen was a streak. So that was really cool. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Man, that's fun. That's a nice fish. So we'll put this one back and see what happens.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.